Hello and welcome to part 3 of our rankings of all the Disney parks in the world. Today we will be placing Epcot on our scale.
Epcot Center celebrates human achievements and innovation born from imagination. It is a showplace dedicated to entertain, we hope, with a purpose. Our goals for Epcot Center are quite clear. We want to first entertain, then inform and inspire all who come here, and above all, to instill in our guests a new sense of belief and pride in mankind's ability to shape a world that offers real hope to people everywhere in the world. Thank you.
Epcot, once visioned as a city of tomorrow, is a park engineered to entertain, teach, and inspire those that visit. Many think of it as a permanent World's Fair with how progress, technology, and cultures from around the world are being showcased. Once again, I am going to reference the Disney World website for the attractions and entertainment that is available at Epcot. Here's a quick look at the attractions. The attractions that I see worthy as receiving points are Advanced Training Lab, The American Adventure, Disney's Phineas and Ferb Agent P's World Showcase, Frozen Ever After, Grand Fiesta Tour starring the Three Caballeros, ImageWorks, The What If Labs, Impressions de France, Innovations, Journey into Imagination with Figment, Living with the Land, Mission Space, O Canada, Project Tomorrow, Inventing the Wonders of the Future, Reflections of China, Seabase, The Sea with Finding Nemo's and Friends, Soarin' Around the World, Spaceship Earth, Test Track, Turtle Talk with Crush. I am also going to include the countries that are in the World Showcase, which is Mexico, Norway, China, Germany, Italy, Japan, Morocco, France, the United Kingdom, and Canada. First up is our 1-point attractions. Let's take a look at what we got. At the Advanced Training Lab, there contains multiple experiences. There's a play place-like obstacle course for young children, a few video games simulating missions on Mars, and there's a unique space race where you can either be a part of mission control or an astronaut, trying to work together to get your team to take first place. At the ImageWorks, there's a handful of interactive exhibits. You can toy with melodies by the wave of your hand or hopping on squares. You can create various works of art, or you can play this insane version of Simon that has 12 colors. I recommend you play with other people. O Canada, Reflections of China, and Impressions de France are essentially well-made advertisements for tourism to their respective countries. The videos are interesting and worth a watch, and the Canada and China videos are circle vision, which is pretty cool, but you won't be beating yourself up if you miss these. Fun fact, Norway also used to have a video before it froze over. Project Tomorrow is pretty much just a handful of video games that are slightly amusing with a futuristic theme. Well, that concludes my 1-point attractions. Here are the 2-pointers. The Grand Fiesta Tour is a small little boat ride that gives you a little tour through various landmarks around Mexico, and antics ensue. It has neat sets, but is mostly screens with mediocre gags to them. The fireworks at the end are awesome though. And it is nice that they did add some animatronics of the Three Caballeros at the end as well. H&P's World Showcase Adventure is an interactive scavenger hunt around the World Showcase. It is so much fun. It is like finding a bunch of secrets all around Epcot. I highly recommend doing it. Innovations is all about science and technology. Inside you can find many hands-on exhibits, the Spectaculab, which is a show demonstrating some basic principles of science, and there's Colortopia, where you can play with colors in various different ways.
Journey into the Imagination with Figment takes you on a journey through imagination, sort of. The ride does have some really good visuals, and there is a lot of fun to be had, but it's definitely not on that 3-point level. Living with the Land has a few fairly static show scenes, but what this attraction is all about is the greenhouse area. Inside it, you see various ways that plants are being grown, including groundbreaking technologies in the agricultural industry. Also, a whole bunch of the food there can be eaten inside the park. Now that's a whole new level of interactivity. Sea Base is massive. It has a ton of fish and a few mammals. There's a play area for children, a diver lockout demonstration, and this may not be a ride, but it sure has a lot going for it. Turtle Talk with Crush gives us the opportunity to ask him a few questions. Depending on the questions, this can be quite a hilarious show. The Seas with Finding Nemo and Friends is an okay attraction. It has some neat scenes and good visuals, but overall, this attraction is mostly just screens, and parts of it kind of drag out. That's why it's here. Frozen Ever After has some great animatronics and beautiful show scenes, but the attraction overall is missing that 3-point experience in my opinion. There's just The scenes don't do much, the characters more or less just say hello to you, and there are actually a few prolonged dull moments. But hey, it's Frozen, we love it, and it's another great way to experience Let It Go. And that concludes our 2-point attractions. Now to move on to our 3-pointers. The American Adventure is a stage show about the American spirit. This show has 35 audio animatronics, a 30-minute runtime, and takes place in a huge, beautiful theater. Mission Space has 2 independent ride experiences. Mission Green is a lighthearted journey into Earth orbit, while Mission Orange takes you to Mars in the most thrilling simulator experience you can achieve with current technology. Soarin' Around the World offers a pleasant simulated flying adventure to various destinations around the world. The ride system lifts you 40 feet into an 80-foot IMAX projection dome, providing a 180-degree field of view. The ride also simulates a pleasant breeze and smells. All this added together makes a fun 3-point attraction experience at Epcot. Spaceship Earth provides an entertaining and educational experience about the progress of communications by taking you into the past. This ride holds an impressive runtime of 16 minutes, and you'll be engrossed the entire time with its impressive sets and numerous audio animatronics. At the test track, you get to design your very own car in the queue. Once you're on the ride experiencing the thrills and stunning visuals, your designs get put up against the other riders. I am going to go ahead and count the World Showcase as a 3-point attraction on its own. You get beautiful visuals and multiple exhibits to experience, which is a rather lot of content in its own right. And now it's time for entertainment. The Voices of Liberty, Matsuriza, Mariachi Cabre, and the Royal Crown Musician are entertaining, but mostly serve as additional ambiance to their respective areas. The Jamadors, Sergio, and Serveur Amusant are simple street shows that are amusing, but missing these performances is not really missing a whole lot. The Norway Vikings is a couple of goofy guys interacting with guests and goofing around. How do I apply for this? Here are the 2-pointers. British Revolution is a live band that performs covers of classic British rock. This performance runs about 30 minutes, so it's a good opportunity to kick back and just listen to some classic tunes. The American Garden Theater is home to many seasonal events, usually involving concerts. It is definitely a good idea to take a look at the schedule and see if one of your favorite bands is playing. The Jeweled Dragon Acrobats provide a lot of bang for their 20-minute runtime. There are multiple acts, and some can be rather thrilling. I highly recommend trying to catch at least one of their performances. And now last, but certainly not least, As of right now, Epcot's nighttime spectacular is Illuminations Reflections of Earth, and this is quite a wonder to behold. At the end of summer 2019, a new fireworks spectacular will take its place. Here we will be awarding points for features of the park that are other than entertainment and attractions. I am awarding a bonus point to the American Adventure, Frozen Ever After, Journey into the Imagination with Figment, Living with the Land, Mission Space, Spaceship Earth, and the Grand Fiesta Tour, since these attractions can only be experienced at Epcot. I decided to leave off Test Track due to the fact that it is rather similar to Radiator Springs Racers in Disney's California Adventure. Alright, I'm giving 2 points to Fountains of Epcot. Yeah, fountains. So, you got the Fountain of Nations, which is near the entrance of the park, and that has its own, Bellagio-style water show, which is a lot of fun to watch. Then at the Imagination Pavilion, there's a backwards waterfall, as well as water that jumps from pad to pad, which is really cool to watch. And there's a drinking fountain, which has humorous audio whenever it is used. Also, side note, there's a trash can in Epcot as well that has audio whenever you use it. And I'll clump that in with this category. Then, there's the soda fountains at Club Cool, which provide free samples of soft drinks that are popular around the world. And they have a couple of fun splash pads as well. And I'm going to go ahead and award 0.5 points for the sidewalk. What? It's really cool. I'm going to go ahead and award 0.3 points to the Epcot monorail, even though the monorail is just a form of transportation, due to the fact that Epcot has its own line and that the monorail actually goes inside the park and provides exquisite views as you go around Spaceship Earth. Alright, so for attractions there'll be 6 1-point attractions, 2 9-point attractions, and 3 6-point attractions for a total of 42 points. For entertainment, there will be 8 1-point options, 3 2-point options, and 1 3-point options for a total of 17 points, for a total of 59 points. And for the bonus, we got a total of 9.8 points, giving us a grand total of 68.8 points. And as we start to reach the conclusion of this video, we find that Epcot is currently in last place on our scale. In our next video, we'll be going overseas for the first time and taking a look at Tokyo Disneyland. Thank you for watching my video. And if you feel that there are points that deserve to be awarded for any of these previous videos, please let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe.